Welcome back. This is Business Owner Mindset Part 2. So, if you're listening to this and haven't heard the previous episode, I would recommend going back and listening to that one first, as this episode will make so much more sense. Now, I'd like to share with you 5, maybe 6 things that I think have made the difference to help me get where I am now. And it's only been a year since I qualified. And that just seems absolutely incredible. I just cannot believe I'm where I am now. And I'm big into manifestation and things, but what I don't have, which is again a rule breaker thing because you probably wouldn't expect this, but I don't have clear goals. I would like to. I have tried to do like a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, or whatever, but it just doesn't feel aligned to me. I'm so much more a kind of, I have specific things in my mind, specific pictures and scenes that I visualize that I then manifest or do the work to get there. And that's, for example, my group program. The group program that I'm running now, I visualized months and months ago. And the feelings and everything that I'm doing in my business, I've visualized this moment, having a podcast, taking a day off and just going to get my hair cut and nails done and, sit in a coffee shop and work. And just so much of what I'm doing is stuff that I've visualized in the past. But do I have it down on paper what my end of year goal is? No, I don't. And so, yeah, it's okay to do things your way. And the more self trust you have and the more self belief you have, and the more you can just lean into that because you have to find your own way and what works for you and what feels good and what feels aligned for you. And just shut out the noise from everybody else. You know yourself best. And obviously, once you've done any work, any personal development work on yourself, then this process gets a lot easier. So I've said I'm a rule breaker. What else has got me to where I am in less than a year? Trust and self-belief is a massive one. I don't know if you know this, but I run my business from my bedroom. Not always. If I'm writing emails or filming group program content or, doing behind the scenes stuff, I'll work downstairs because obviously it's more comfortable than sitting on my bed. But if I have client calls or I'm filming a podcast, then sound is I need my clients to not have a dog bark, for example, and I've got a dog. So I work from my bedroom and that works for me. I don't have an office because what works for us and our family life is that our twin girls at the moment are in separate rooms. And when they move together soon, sometime in the next couple of months, I will have an office and it will be amazing. I visualized that for a long time now. But I haven't let the fact that I see my clients on Zoom sitting on my bed hold me back. I'm literally tracking 6 figures in my business and I still see my clients sitting on my bed and they can see my headboard behind me. I choose not to have like one of those Zoom backgrounds. That wasn't an intentional choice. I still don't know how to do that. But I'm absolutely okay with the way that I'm doing things because I know that people who want to work for me, of course they're signing up for me and they don't care that I don't have a therapy room or an office or anything like that. So I just choose to believe in myself and not tell myself stories that, oh, no one's going to buy from me if they can see a headboard behind me. Like, what a load of bullshit. Make the things that you tell yourself, the beliefs that you hold, the mantras that you have, make them work for you and make them empowering because anything less than that is going to hold you back. So, yeah, trust and self belief. I would massively recommend some key episodes to listen to if you haven't already. And those, I would say, the trauma episode can hold you back a lot, stuff that you don't necessarily realize is trauma. Go back and listen to that. And the confidence one and the manifestation 101 one. And also probably the caveman brain one. If you're brand new to this podcast, those would help you get a better understanding of some stuff that I've referred to here. Okay, so where I am now, what else has made the difference apart from trusting in myself, having self-belief? Other things that have made the difference are investing. I invested heavily in myself not long after I qualified, and it has really been the thing to collapse my timeline. If somebody had told me I am where I am now this time last year, I just would not have believed them. But at that point, I didn't have the intention to invest in business coaching, but I followed my intuition, my self-trust, and that felt right for me to do. Felt a bit scary. Definitely investing in yourself is a scary move because you're putting a lot of money up front and a lot of trust in yourself to make it work. But if you're committed, then of course you can make it work. And investing, whether that's investing in personal development or coaching, whatever, it's definitely something that I would massively recommend to help you collapse your timeline and make faster progress, because that's the name of the game, right? We can all YouTube things and read the self-help books, but if you want to get there faster, then you need to be able to invest. And if that's like investing a lot of money that you've never done before, then that's fine. You can still do that. I did. And then I made bigger and bigger and bigger investments. And it is the reason I am here today, because I haven't been afraid to invest in myself, and it's paid off every single time. And I also don't just mean investing in personal development or business coaching. I invested quite early on in a VA, virtual assistant, and that has brought so much freedom to me and my life. And, I definitely wouldn't be without my VA. And more recently, I've invested in a podcast editor, and it's brought me back my time at the weekends. For weeks now, I've been spending Saturday and Sunday evenings editing a podcast. And this weekend just gone, I didn't do that. And it just felt amazing. So be ready to invest. You'll never necessarily feel ready to invest, but if you can make that investment from a place of joy and freedom, like I know what my next move is. And as soon as I know what my next move is, I make it. And growth sometimes is a bit uncomfortable, but that's fine. You can lean into that and then you'll grow. But if you don't lean into it, then you probably won't. So yeah, and see it as a good thing helps you to scale. Yeah, it's so useful. Another one, fast action. Don't be a perfectionist. If I get an idea and I feel that that idea is right and it's aligned, I take action and just go for it. And that's the reason I am where I am now, because I've been ready to take action and just know that nothing's ever perfect. Just go for it. Other thing is work hard, but joyfully. Just know that it's not going to be handed to you on a plate. And obviously, be ready to do the work. And if you feel that it's holding you back now, is some mindset work and some subconscious reprogramming to whatever that is, help you get over your fear of judgment or help you to be more visible, be more confident. Stop procrastinating, stop being a perfectionist, or get rid of your money mindset issues, stop living in a fear-based way or a scarcity mindset. All of those things are subconscious patterns and programs. So they need subconscious work. And whether you're going to be able to do that by yourself with journaling, then great, whatever it is, but just be ready to do the work and don't shy away from the work. It's not about strategy. I would go as far as to say, I know it's banded around 80% mindset, 20% strategy, but I think it's more than that. I really believe it is 95% mindset, 5% strategy, because my strategy is very minimal, guys. I literally, like, my business coach asks us to set intentions each week, and mine are very like go with the flowy. Basically, I'm like, oh, I'll go live if I get inspired, and I don't put pressure on myself to do things a certain way. I just do what feels free, and that's what I mean by work hard but joyfully. I always put myself first and I do what feels fun and joyful. And if it doesn't feel fun and joyful, then I either don't do it or I look for a way to delegate it. Okay, so podcast editing got to a point where I was like, this does not feel joyful. All right, I'm ready to outsource that. And I hired a podcast editor. Okay, so do things that are joyful. And when you can do that, the energy with which you're going to do it is so much better. And when you're in a good place, then your business will thrive. Okay, if you only, for example, if you only go live when you feel inspired to, then the energy with which you're going to show up on that live is a lot better. You'll connect with your audience on a deeper level than going live because you feel that you should. So I think that it's not 80% mindset, 20% strategy. I think it's 95% mindset, 5% strategy, because like I said, I have very minimal strategy in my business, but it's the mindset. It's the mindset that has made a difference. And so focus on yourself, focus on getting to a place where you feel that you can very well self-regulate and you trust in yourself and you trust in taking action that feels aligned and joyful, and focus on your own energy. Because when you do that, when you do things that feel good to you and feel aligned to you, and you don't need to have a big goal, a 5-year goal. Obviously you can if that works for you, but you don't. Like, I've created this amazing success without it, just by putting one foot in front of the other and doing what feels joyful. Stuff is landing all the time, and it just is the most amazing thing. But I have this incredible level of self-trust and trust in the universe. The universe always has my back. And so, yeah, with that having been said, I think I've said everything I need to with regards to how to run your business from a place that feels joyful and free. Another thing, just one more thing before I go, is to know what your values are. What do you value? Because when you know those things, then you can make sure that all of your actions are aligned with your values. All right. So this goes hand in hand with your why, connect to your why, but helps you kind of run your actions through your values and make sure that your actions are aligned. So my values are freedom, joy, and family. So that means that the things that I do are aligned with that. So I only do what feels joyful. I make freedom a priority in my business. So if I want to book myself out on my calendar and go and see a friend, then that's important to me because it's me before my business every time. And the difference there is that I show up with the energy of, I have filled my cup first and it is great. And therefore, the energy with which I do my work is brilliant. It's not depleted. Likewise, being visible on stories, the rule of thumb is always be visible on stories. Show people your life and help them to connect with you. Yes, I understand that. And I do that, but only when it feels joyful to do so. And so there are plenty of times in the week where I look at whatever's happening, whether we're having a family moment or whatever, and I think, oh, yeah, that would be good to show on stories. But if it doesn't feel aligned, I don't, because freedom comes first for me. And so if it doesn't feel aligned to go like pop something up on stories, then I won't, because I come first and my family comes first. And I can just pop up an episode link or testimonial or something just to let you to stay present, but I don't need to be doing something that doesn't feel aligned. Absolutely not. And so, yeah, I hope that that has helped you. Please do feel free to ask me any questions over on Instagram. Or if you're not on Instagram, you can send me an email, have a little look in the show notes. And yeah, if you are interested in working with me to do some subconscious reprogramming or mindset work or anything from what I've mentioned today or in previous episodes, then come over and connect with me at Believe and Achieve with Jenna. Let's have a conversation and go from there. I wish you all the best in your business, and just know that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. You literally can achieve anything that you want to if you believe that you can, because your brain doesn't know the difference between real and imagination. So whatever you can actually conceivably visualize in your mind, you can make it happen. And like I said before, I've done this so many times and it is incredible. So if you're currently running a business that feels anything less than free and joyful, then that doesn't have to be your reality and it is totally changeable. Just requires work with the subconscious mind. Whatever's in the subconscious mind for you is making you feel the way you feel. And it's not you being lazy or lacking in courage or whatever stories you're telling yourself. It's not. It's just the subconscious programming, which can absolutely be changed. So with that, I wish you all the best with your business. And please do come over on Instagram or share this on stories. I would love for you to share this on stories and tag me at Believe and Achieve with Jenna so that we can, basically get the word out there further. Business can be fun. Absolutely, it can be free and joyful. So I will speak to you next week. My mission with this podcast and why I started it was to serve. And so I really hope that everything I've shared with you today and in previous episodes is serving you and helping you to change your life. It requires consistent action. It requires effort. But if you're willing to put in the work, then you can absolutely change a great deal just by listening to me and implementing my advice. However, if you're listening and you would like to work with me, then obviously I work too. I do solution-focused hypnotherapy and much more. And my program is called Change Your Life. And it's a program that I'm really proud of. So if you're interested in this and would like some more information about how it works and whether it would be right for you, then do get in touch with me via the information in the show notes. Thanks again for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love for you to share it with a friend or stick it up on stories on Instagram and tag me at Believe and Achieve with Jenna. See you next week.